Hello Year 3 and welcome back to our YouTube channel and welcome back to our next maths lesson for the week. As always, I'm going to start by sharing our screen so we can see the challenges and work through that starter challenge together. So on our starter challenge, we've got one that's similar to what we've been doing this week. So first of all, 4 times 3, and what's that equal to? And you've got a representation above to help you. And then 4 times 30. And again, you've got the 4 groups of 3 tens or 4 groups of 30 just above to help you. Maybe you can use that first one to help you with that second one like we've been doing this week. After that, you've got some different addition calculations. First one is 12 plus 12 plus 12. And you've got to write a multiplication expression to match that. So I'd think about how many 12s there are. And that's going to be a bit of a clue about what that multiplication expression will look like. Next one is the same for 15 plus 15 plus 15 plus 15, and the same for 26 plus 26. And then on the last one, you've got 4 different numbers to multiply by 2. As always, please pause the video there, have a go at those challenges, and we'll go through them in a moment's time. Let's look at those answers together. 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So 4 times 30 is equal to 120. For the addition ones, there are 3 12s, so it's 3 times 12, and I've given you the answer there as well to make it a calculation. This one, 4 15, so it's 4 times 15, and again, I've given you the answer there for that calculation. And there are 2 26s, so this one is 2 times 26. For the last question, you had some numbers and you had to multiply each one by 2. So 13 times 2 is equal to 26. 23 times 2 is equal to 46, 33 times 2 is equal to 66, and 43 times 2 is equal to 86. Well done if you managed to get all of those. Today, we're going to continue multiplying 2 digits by 1 digit. I've got a word problem on the board for us. Let me read it to you. Each shelf has 24 rows. How many rows are there in total? So I can see, right, here's 10, 20, 24. There's 1 shelf, and there's 2 shelves, 3 shelves, 4 shelves, each with 24 rows on them. How could we solve this? If you're feeling very confident, maybe have a go at pausing the video there and see if you can solve it on your own. Otherwise, let's work through this one together. So I'm going to start by making 4 groups of 24, a bit like we did last time using our base 10. Now I've created a place value grid for this one. But it works just in the same way where I create 4 different groups of 24. But I've just put it in a grid so it's easier to see. There's my first group of 24, 10, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Again, to save some time, I'm going to skip forward to where I've created 4 groups of 24, as you can see here. Now, I wonder if anyone's particularly eagle-eyed and can spot where the difficulty is going to lie with this one. Well done if you said there are too many ones. At the moment, we have 4, 8, 12, 16 ones. And I know our answer can't be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 16. We can't say 80, 16. That can't be our answer. So what do we need to do? Well done if you said regroup 10 of those ones into 1 extra 10, and that's what we're going to have a go at now. So I'm going to circle 10. So there's 4, there's 8, so I need 2 more. I'm going to circle those 2, 10. And I'm going to draw an arrow underneath. And from one of these spare 10s I've got here, I'm going to create an extra 10. So now we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. We have 96 rows in total. That's one way to solve it. Now, I said today we're going to look at a slightly different way as well. And we're going to look at using a column method, a bit like we've done before. Now, I've done this one for you. I've shown you the answer is 96. I'm going to backtrack slightly. I'm going to delete these so we can work through it together. So we've done something similar before. We start with our 1s, a bit like we do when we're adding. And we do 4 times 4. Now I know 4 times 4 is equal to 16, but I can't write 16 in my ones column there. There's too many ones. So I leave 6 of my ones there, and I need to make an extra 10. So I took 10 of those ones, a bit like before, to make one extra 10. And when we do our column method, we put that as a little 1 underneath just there. So the 6 stayed there, and the 110 moved over here. Next, I've got 2 10s times 4 10s. So 2 times 4 is 8 10s, but I've got to remember this 1 here. So if I have 8 10s and I get an extra 10, there'll be 9 10s in total. So you can see another quick way to solve our multiplication calculation. We've just got to remember that when there's some regrouping, that's how we show it. Let's have a look at another example together. 25 times 3. Now again, if you're feeling confident, you can use any of the methods we've learned so far to have a go at that. And if not, let's work through it together. So I first need to make 3 groups of 25 because I'm timesing by 3. So it goes 10, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one group of 25. Again, I'm going to skip forwards to show you where I've created 3 groups of 25. Now again, I'm looking at my 10s and they seem fine. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's okay. But my 1s, once again, there's an issue. I've got 5, 10, 15 ones. Again, that's not okay. I can't say my answer is 60, 15. That doesn't work, does it? So I've got to regroup 10 of my 1s again. So we're going to circle 10 to make one extra 10. Because we remember that 10 1s makes 1 10. So I've taken 10 of those 1s and there's my extra 10. Let's see how many 10s we have together now. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. My answer is 75. Now let's look at that using the column method again. Now again, I've shown you my answer, but I'm going to backtrack a little bit once again. So I need to start with 5 times 3. And I can do that as 3 times 5 as well, because I can count in 5s to help me. So 5, 10, 15. Now again, I can't write 15 in my 1s column like that. I've got to take 10 of those 1s to make one extra 10. So I'm going to shift that 1 down there, I'm going to carry the 1, and that goes underneath my 10s column. So the 5 stays in the 1s column, and the 1 comes into the 10s column to show one extra 10. Now I can do 2 times 3. 2 times 3 is equal to 6, so I have 6 10s in here. Oh, but I need to remember that I've got one extra 10 here from my regrouping. So instead of it being 6 10s, it's going to be 7 10s. And we get the same answer of 75. Now I want you to have a go at using some of that, using that same method to solve these questions. So the first one says 5 times 32. The next one says 43 times 3. And the last one says 28 times 2. As well as that, I've given you a place value grid where there's 4 different groups of something. I want you to write a short multiplication to match the counters. So what have they done here? What have they created? What would I do? It's going to be 2 digits, so blank blank times blank equals, and see if you can work out the answer as well to that one. So you've got to come up with an accompanying multiplication. As always, pause the video there, work through those questions, and we'll look through the answer in a moment's time. Let's come back together there then. Let's look at those answers. I've used that column method for each one. So the first one, 5 times 32, I've shown it as 32 times 5 with the larger number on top. I start with 2 times 5. 2 times 5 makes 10. But I can't put 10 in my 1s column, so I take all 10 of those 1s to make one extra 10, which is why there's now 0 in my 1s column and one extra 10 just underneath the 10s column. Next, I do 3 times 5, 3 10s times 5, which is 15. Now I've got an extra one underneath here actually, so it's not 15 after all. It's going to be 15 plus 1, which is 16. Again, I can't write 16 in my tens column, so I leave the 6 there. I carry the 1 to make 1 extra hundreds. Now, I've got nothing to times in my hundreds column, so that 1 can just shift straight up and make 160 for our answer. My 6 disappeared there. Let me pop it back in for our first one. So our answer is 160. Next one, 43 times 3. So I start with my ones. 3 times 3 is equal to 9. Perfect, nothing to carry over there because I can put a 9 in my ones column. Next one, 4 times 3. 4 tens times 3, that's going to be 12. Well, again, I can't put 12 in my tens column. I've got to take 10 of those tens to make 1 extra 100, or carry over the 1 as you can see here. The 2 stayed in my tens column, the 1 goes to my hundreds. And again, there's nothing to multiply in the hundreds column, so I just shift that 1 straight into its hundreds space. Last one, 28 times 2. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. Once again, I can't put 16 in my ones column. I've got to do some more regrouping. The 6 stays there. I take the 10 extra ones to make 1 extra 10. And that's why I've carried the 1 to here. For my tens column, 2 times 2 equals 4. But I haven't put a 4 here, but a 5. Where's that come from? I wonder if any of you know where that's come from. 2 times 2 equals 4, but remember we carried over a 1 from our ones column. So actually 2 times 2 equals 4, plus the extra 1, that's how we get to 5. Well done if you spotted that. And lastly, I wrote a multiplication calculation to match this. There were 4 groups of 43. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 43 times 4, and that gave me the answer of 172. So well done. Great job on that one if you managed to do the calculation to match it and solve it. Moving on, a quick fluency to finish with. This one says share 16 sweets into 4 equal groups. Share 16 sweets into 4 equal groups. How many in each group? Pause it there, see if you can have a go at that. Otherwise, we'll go through it together in a moment's time. I've drawn 4 groups and I shared them all out equally, counting up to 16, and I have 4 in each group. So well done if you got that one. The answer was 4. Thanks again for joining me for this maths lesson today, year 3. I hope you managed to get something from it, and I hope you've learned another new method that we can choose to solve multiplication calculations. I look forward to seeing your learning, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye now.